Good morning, sports fans. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 FM, streaming live on the web at WLCNonline.com. All over the nation, so if you want to tune in China, Japan, Australia, wherever, you can listen to us.
And you can tweet us.
You can tweet. We are at tweet at WLCN Sports. So if you got a tweet you want to send out, send it. We don't have a phone line today, so tweet us. I'm Scott Kirby along with Jake Johnson, Joe Ryan. We are downtown Emden for the third annual ALS 5K run walk.
It's a big dealio over here.
It's a big turnout. The runners just started, I'd say, maybe 5 minutes ago. The front of the pack are all the runners. The back of the pack are the walkers. Here in about 20-25 minutes, I assume we'll start seeing some first runners crossing the finish line.
That's what I would think. Last year, I believe there was a couple rather rapid runners coming through here quick, so coming in hot.
I thought I was over here. I thought I was by myself today on the radio. I thought you two were running. I'm glad to see that I've got some help.
If we were wireless, we were going to run and do the show, but we're not wireless, and we don't have a long enough cables.
You're not wired.
Jim said that wasn't really an option.
So we kind of had to go a different route.
We had to scale it back.
Yeah.
Pull back on the reins.
It's a huge month, I guess, for ALS awareness. A big thing going on right now is the Ice Bucket Challenge, and that's been a huge thing. I don't know if people really understand what that's all about. We were talking a little bit about it online, Jake. The Ice Bucket Challenge is just for, it's awareness for ALS, but just because you do the ice bucket doesn't mean you still don't have to donate. Am I correct?
No, that's actually the way it's supposed to be. I believe it's supposed to be $25 if you participate with the Ice Bucket Challenge, and that's if you dump the water on your head. If you choose to go a different route, and not do it, it's supposed to be $100. But honestly, any amount of money, ALS is so underfunded for being such a devastating disease that they need all the help they can get. A $5, $10 donation is going to help, So, but I was on their website yesterday making a payment, and it's amazing how much money they've raised just this year, actually in the last couple of months. So.
Is there a way to make it stay local or not when you donate? Do you know?
The thing about ALS is that this is from the little bit of educating I've done for myself on this, is it's so underfunded that it's not yet even regional. It's still just a big national thing going into one big pool. But it's all to go towards one cause. I mean, and that should be the focus of it, to be honest, whether it's regional or not. So there isn't really, this disease isn't real widespread. I mean, we've had a few deaths here locally, but it's been very few. And that's one of the reasons we were talking that I believe it's so underfunded. On top of that, the unfortunate reality of this disease is it's so rapid. The moment that you understand that, okay, I have this, and you start thinking, okay, how am I going to combat it? All of a sudden, you're getting so weak that you can't do much of anything. Your family has to focus strictly on you. And all of a sudden, now you're gone, and the family is in mourning. They're not thinking about raising money at that point.
Sure.
Unlike cancer, which can be, I'm not saying it always, but it can be more drawn out for a lot of people, and you can focus on things like that and give ideas, and it's a totally different disease, and it's not common, and that's why I believe it's so underfunded and needs as much help as it can get.
Well, it's a great cause out here today. A lot of runners. There's an entry fee to run, so does that money that they draw this, does that go to the national kind of, bank?
Yeah.
Or
I mean, from what I understand, it's basically just one big pot that it's going in.
Once they figure it out, then it trickles down to your outlet sites, your satellites, which, a lot of these people now, to get treatment, they have to travel hundreds of, if not thousands of miles to different state to just, get the treatment or, diagnose it, I guess, the disease. But
and the amount of time that the family has to take off of work to travel with you.
It really just kind of drains you, empties your anything that you have saved up. Obviously, if you're caring for an individual with this disease, I mean, you can't really go to work. You're always at home, and obviously it's going to take its toll.
It's going to take its toll.
You got to be a strong person, and we've had a tragedy, and this, not recently, and and it's a strong family, and they stick together, and they're out here today participating, and it's a great cause. It's a great they do a great job here.
Recently, Punk O'Donoghue.
Right.
And then prior to that, I mean, and I'm sure there may have been somebody else as well, but the ones that I know of, him and Michelle Conrad Brown, who was a classmate of mine, it touched home with a lot of my classmates, and I know we support it as much as we can. So.
And that does hit home, because you're thinking on the flip side, that could have been me. Why does somebody have to go through that?
Oh yeah, and it is not real common with women.
No,
it is very, very uncommon. So it's not a common disease, anyways. Like I said, and with women, it's even a larger scale on that. So.
I'll tell you what, the Stagger Inn's doing it up right. This place is packed down there.
Yeah, and, it seems like it grows year in, year out. We were here last year as well, and a big crowd, and there's people sitting around the finish line waiting. They have food here. They're going to have an auction later.
We're coming up on the 11-minute mark.
11-minute mark. I would probably.
You would have been finished by now, wouldn't you? Or at least done running somewhere.
Yeah,
definitely done running.
Done running. It would have went from running to a brisk walk to a crawl
to hopping in this gate
and then a phone call for one of you two to come pick me up.
Lloyd, come get you because we're on the air. We can't come get you.
Hey, Lloyd's manning the tweet right now. We're at WLCN Sports if you got something to tweet. I got a question for everybody. It's fantasy football starting up. A lot of drafts going on from now until start of the season. We're going to have our Cheap Seats Fantasy Football Challenge September 13th. Yes, it's the week after the first week. It's the second week, but that's just the way it kind of worked out this year because with everything going on. If you had the first pick in the draft, if you had the number one pick in the draft, who would you take? You can tweet your answers to at WLCN Sports. We don't have any phone lines right now. Tweet your answer. Just kind of curious. And it also depends on your league. If it's a PPR league, points and point per rush or reception, that's going to change. But just on your basic scoring scale.
It used to be everybody grabbed that quarterback, and I think over time it's turned into everybody grabs that running back.
Yeah. See, I'm going opposite. I'm going quarterback because
I would go.
It's a passing league right now. Running backs are there's probably 5 elite running backs out there right now that
you really need one that catches as well as runs.
Right.
I mean,
because right now it's a passing league, and you're right. Back in the day, everybody was picking up those running backs because it was smash mouth football. Now it's more, let's spread you out. Let's get 3 wide, 4 receivers. Go double tight.
Then you got to take Manning.
You don't. Well,
I'd be going Kaepernick.
Man, I'm not even with you. I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He had an off season last year because of injuries, and
Well, that's the big thing. If you can have anybody you want, but they get hurt.
Right. So
got to have an offensive line to protect you.
But Manning's going to toss the ball around everywhere,
and
you're right. And he's 50, isn't he? 55? How old is
72.
He lost some key receivers, but they plugged right in there.
They'll be all right.
You got Demaryius Thomas. You got your tight end. What's his name?
Welker's still there, I believe.
Yeah, Welker is still
Welker's there.
They lost. What's his name to the Jets? Wow, set a brain.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Decker. Eric Decker.
I get Welker and Decker confused all the time.
Why?
But yeah, I don't know. It sounds the same.
Yeah.
But I'm a simple person.
Simple.
You know what I mean?
I like the idea of a quarterback that can run a little bit, get you a few touchdowns that way.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, another one that really impressed me last night was Russell Wilson.
Oh, sure.
Wow, they just tore up the Bears.
You know what?
That Bears defense, I don't know. It is preseason, but
wow. Honestly, from what I understand, I didn't get to watch much of the game, but I was talking to a couple of my buddies about it. They were texting me and everything, and they were saying they were thinking the Bears were playing so uninspired it almost looked like they didn't want to play this game because they think they might play this team later in the season.
Yeah.
And what I mean by later in the season, much later in the season.
And well,
so they didn't want to show off anything.
Yeah,
and maybe that's it.
It's preseason, but you don't really scheme. I mean, you have somewhat of a game plan, but not the game plan that you're going to in regular season. But still, you got to go out and you
like a little better showing than that.
You got to play the game, and I don't know, it was a lot of it was
Seattle's.
penalties.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Seattle won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah,
they could be good.
They're good.
They look good last.
They lost some people, but they are good.
Yeah.
You know their defense. I mean, the Bears moved the ball on them. Yeah, we didn't put up many points until the end, but we drove the ball down. We were moving the ball, and I'm saying we like I'm on the team.
That boy.
Yeah, I can't do that. The Bears.
You know what? You are on the radio. You can say whatever you want.
Oh yeah, but the Bears they moved the ball, and Cutler looked pretty good. He had one interception. That was just kind of a frustration throw towards the end of the first half. He just they were down inside they're in the red zone, and he threw one up, pick. But yeah, it was not much to watch.
The team that's taken a hit here in the past couple of days would be the Steelers, wouldn't it?
Well, they're all smoking weed in the cars. And
they're top 2 running backs.
Didn't know it was against the law to drive.
20 pounds?
20 pounds?
Yeah, that's what I was told. 20
that's
pounds.
A felony.
Well,
no way.
It's in Seattle. There's Steel City. Grass City.
Wow. If it's 20
pounds.
That's what I was told. 20 pounds.
When do we get Jim Grimaldi on here?
That's a lot of dope, and obviously that's not
not just for
your consumption.
Joe says that's a lot of dope.
That's a lot of dope.
So they were bringing pounds? It's a little less than 21 and slightly more than 19, but you've got.
What does 20 pounds of dope look like?
It's got to be as big as this table. What are you doing with it? But obviously that wasn't for their consumption, and they were going out for the evening or something.
So
you got to wonder,
were
those the guys that were grabbing and taking it back to the whole team? You know what I mean? It's not like they were taking it to the Jets or the Bengals.
I didn't know we couldn't smoke this stuff and drive.
They had 20 pounds of dope and about 90 pounds of chocolate.
And they just went through a Dairy Queen drive-up.
Who does that? I guess if you're running back from the Steelers, you do.
I think, then what? What's his name? His last name's Blunt. So he's been the butt, if you will, of some jokes.
Yeah.
Driving well.
Yeah, and he isn't Blunt the same guy from Oregon State that punched the guy in the football game.
Yeah.
He's been busted before. See, I just think that's where the NFL needs to take a look at him and say, hey, you know what? We don't need you in this league. You know what?
I tell you what.
3 times, 4 times, you got to go somewhere else.
If Godell had his way, that's exactly what would happen.
It should happen.
Well, he doesn't care about your name. Let's just hypothetically, let's just say it was Peyton Manning. The NFL could dump Peyton Manning tomorrow, and they wouldn't miss a beat. There'd be a couple people pissed off. In a couple years, they'd forget Peyton Manning even played.
Yep.
The NFL.
A lot of kids look up to those pro athletes, and they, like it or not, they become leaders. They become people that you look up to, for kids especially. Yep. And that stuff doesn't need to go on, my personal opinion.
The NFL is such a big, I guess, organization that they're so big and so.
Here comes Scott Kirby in for the win.
That's right. Cross.
He runs like a deer.
Ran out of gas. But the NFL, I don't know if it's arrogance or what, but for the Super Bowl, they're talking about if you want to be a halftime show, you're going to have to pay us.
Well, you know what? In the olden days, now I'm going back in time, but that's how Van Halen and a lot of bands got their start. They had to go at the Roxy in California. If you had a band and you wanted to play in front of someone, you gave them the $5,000 and you went and sold all the tickets to get people to go there so that you made your money back. That's how you got your start. So I don't think they're all wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't either, but you're not going to get those big name bands.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm tired of.
The Rolling Stones.
I'm tired of watching bands that had enough juice to get on there when really they're not any good. But they had some juice, some pull, and they got in there.
Who do you?
Well,
like Bruno Mars.
Yeah, well, like any of those guys that aren't very good.
We got a runner right here.
Here comes Joe Ryan coming through.
There
first,
goes Joe.
1901. Nice job, Joe.
Wow. And Jake is right behind him. 1902.
I had myself a 1901, but
Wow, that dude. I wonder if he ran like that the whole time, because that was
He's
like,
still running. He's going to make a second lap.
I would, yeah, might as well. But man, he was cruising. Now he's puking. No, you gotta stretch him out. You gotta
Stretch him out.
Hey guys, let's take a quick commercial break. We come back. We should have a lot more runners crossing. We are downtown Emden for the 3rd annual ALS 5K run walk. Is that what this is?
Sure.
Or 3K? It's a 5K, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah, Jake says all right. So stay tuned. You're in the cheap seats on 96.3 FM. Hey,
and we're back.
We are back, and we are downtown Emden for the 3rd annual ALS 5K run walk, and we've had several finishers across the finish line. Amongst those, Brandon Farmer finished.
Getting
20:02. He was second. We got Andy Fitzpatrick finishing in the top 10. So they're starting to scraggle.
A lot of
along
hustle
here.
going on.
Look at that guy. He's finishing strong. And Joe was gonna participate today, but he's got a hangnail.
Yeah, well, I'm just not feeling well. Not myself. You know what I mean?
It's a little too hot, you know. If it was about 70 degrees, 75.
Joe's not 20 anymore.
No. Some more.
This thing work?
This thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're back.
You want to get you guys?
Yeah, we're gonna grab
Let's
Brandon.
get Farmer. Hey, Farmer. Get him over here. Hey, we have some tickets to give away. Knights Action Park, 2 tickets. They expire next weekend. Tweet us at WLCN Sports and say, hey, I want those tickets. And you can pick them up at Jake's Furnishings. So if you guys want to have a last little hoorah, you know, we lost our left ear. Oh, there it goes.
Up, and we're back. No.
It's
coming in hot.
There, now we're good.
I might.
We're going to try to get some of these runners over here, and as soon as they catch their breath, and so they can sweat all over our mic. But we are downtown Emden for the 5K.
Hey, Farmer. Hey, Farmer.
We're really starting to cross now, Jake.
Yeah. I'm still thinking we're about 5 minutes out.
Yeah, at
that
least.
on?
But
Hey, we got 3rd place finisher here, Brandon Farmer.
we got Brandon Farmer.
How we doing?
Good. Look pretty good out there.
Yeah, I gave it all I had to end to try and get in that second spot, but didn't work out for me.
20:02, right?
Yeah,
20:02.
20:02.
What's your best time?
That was my
15?
best time. Yeah, right. That was my best time.
Hey, tell us a little bit about your training.
I play basketball a lot. I run some country roads about a mile or 2 every once in a while.
Do you run every day?
No, not every day. Maybe
Now, when
3
you got-
times a week.
When you got people watching, that kind of just boosts you up a little bit, makes you run a little faster, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
know?
somebody in front of you makes you run faster. I was chasing the guy in front of me the whole time.
Well, there weren't too many in front of you.
There was
That one guy
2.
was flying.
That one guy was very fast.
Yeah, the first
he
guy
took off.
Yeah.
We had to put a net up to stop him at the finish line because he just wanted to keep
Now
going.
I'm just waiting for my wife to come strolling in, trying to see what she finishes.
Well,
here.
you know, it would have been nice if you'd have ran with her.
Yes. I'm going to talk
She
to her
was gonna
about
walk
that.
some. She didn't want me to.
Okay.
What about, does your dad ever help you train? He used to be able to run.
He still runs. I think he's nursing a sore back right now, as he would have been out here.
He's out here. He's just not running.
Yeah, no, I mean he would have been running.
He's got more excuses than Dan Bob.
He puts up a good race. He would have been right up there with me.
You think he could beat Dan Bob? Could Dan Bob finish this race?
I think Dan could finish in about 45 minutes.
All right. Hey, Brandon, thanks for being on.
All right,
you.
good job, buddy. That's Brandon Farmer. Plays a lot of basketball. I know he does. He's always calling up Bryson. They're always getting pickup games at the gym, and Bryson goes out and plays with them and gets beat up. You know, those Farmer boys, man, they're tough.
Yeah, they are.
And then their dad, Brett's just as tough. They don't take it easy on anybody.
They're basketball animals.
Oh, boy. Yeah. And
I remember taking a few elbows from old Dad back in the day. So.
And he's still throwing them, you know.
Those things were sharp.
Bryson's come home a couple
They got
times.
them all sharpened up.
Him and Leishman, man. Speaking of
Yeah.
stagger in.
Hey, Joe, how did last night Meet the Railers? How'd that go for you? A good turnout?
It went well. Yeah, it's a big turnout. You know, they announce everyone, so you know all the kids are involved in fall sports, which I think is that's a neat thing to have everybody there at once. You know, it's smoking hot, so that hurts.
Yeah.
But as far as the scrimmage went, you know, there were some bright spots, some things we know that we need to work on, but you know, we knew it ahead of time. The kids just have to, you know, they have to realize it. You know, the big fear for us going in Friday night is that we're going to have some kids that are going to be, you know, making their first varsity starts, and you know, for instance, you're going to throw Garrett Isles in their quarterback. You know, everything changes. You went from sophomore football to varsity football under the lights. The pace is is twice, 3 times as fast.
Right.
You're trying to think about everything going on, and that's a tough position. But, to throw a few names out there, Cam Cook turned up the sidelines a few times last night. He's a fast kid. Chris Tanner turned it up the sidelines a few times. Will Cook, of course, caught some balls. Had the line, we need to work on some things at the line. Is that Neil Leisman going through?
Oh, he just
Neil just went through. We're going to talk to him a little bit about that.
Johnny Manziel. That's funny.
He Manziel'd.
He Manziel'd it.
We will not have that on the air. That will not be on the air.
That's a $12,000 fine, my friend.
Stay classy, Emden.
But to explain to us, seen a lot of it online, what is Earn Your Jersey night or day?
Earn Your Jersey is it's a very cool event that we do that Coach Shaner brought in and Coach Max followed up with. We just don't hand out the jerseys. We make you go through all the workouts, the double sessions, and then when it comes time to where we're going to give you your jersey, we go to the football field and we lay all their numbers out at one end of the end zone. We leave the lights out. We bring them over in the stands, and Coach Mack has some words for him. And Coach Mack does a lot of reading. He knows he's an excellent leader for the boys. He gets them all in there, talks to them, and then we flip the lights on and they watch the field illuminate. And then we bring them down and we work them. They flip tires, they run sprints. We make them do a lot of things of where they got to help a buddy out, carrying heavy bags, help a buddy get it down the other side, help somebody else will help them get it back, show some teamwork. And then the last thing we do is have them bear crawl 100 yards down to their jerseys. And once they get there, then they have to turn around and go help some of the other guys that haven't got down there yet, some of the bigger guys that aren't as affluent with the bear crawl. And then once we get them all down there to the end zone, Mac gives us some other words, about having some regular pride. You just don't get these jerseys, you earn them, and then we let them grab their jerseys and bring them all in for a big break. And it's just it's a very neat thing. So I like it.
100-yard bear crawl.
100-yard bear crawl, yeah. And we had this kid, Tyler Ferguson. I'm telling you, I think he did it faster than I could have ran the 100 yards. It was unbelievable, and it's not easy.
Guys, I've been noticing here, there's been a lot of stroller pushing. People pushing their kids in the stroller.
Hey, Curtis.
And that gave me a great idea. Next year, we're going to get a big stroller, and you guys can push me through the whole thing.
It would take both of us to push you through the whole thing.
Or a wheelbarrow.
I like the wheelbarrow better.
So that's a pretty good idea.
At any point, do we just wheel them in front of some moving vehicle?
And maybe at that point we'll be wireless and I can do it live. I'll have water for you.
We do need that.
I'll have water for you.
We need to put you in something and push you. Now, it could end at a cliff. You know what I mean? We could run to the edge of a cliff.
There you go.
Over.
I think there's a bridge just outside town.
I thought you guys are my friends.
That'd be
you guys
fun.
are just talking.
Hey, we are your friends, but we're looking for ratings.
Have a little go cam on.
Yeah, go cam on your head.
Splat cam. yeah. But let's get back to the what we're doing here. We are at downtown Emden in front of the Stagger Inn for the 3rd annual 5K ALS run walk. I haven't seen anybody walking yet, but obviously if you're walking, it's going to take a little
longer. Look at this little
longer.
cat flying
this
through.
Guy here.
Nice job.
Now, we don't know if they're doing this the whole time, but when you got people watching you, just like Farmer said, it kind of boosts you up a little bit, and it pumps you up and gets you running.
Yeah, you got to pick it up a little bit.
You got mentioned earlier, Andy Fitzpatrick, Jim Grimaldi's already crossed the line.
Chrissy Short here, new investment.
You guys know a lot more people than I do, so you're going to have to give some names here.
Well, I'm looking around. We'd like to get Leisman on here. Where'd he go?
Well, I don't know, because we don't have a beat button. That guy there, he's in jean shorts and a farmer's hat. There's maybe some boots.
I like it.
He ain't afraid.
Coming in just under 10-minute line.
Vetter, number 9, she just crossed the line.
It's a pretty good job.
Impressive, yeah.
Very impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
A great showing.
And you know what's cool we got now?
It's such a small town, but what a great showing.
You got people starting to line the streets now, cheering these runners on. It's for a great cause. ALS fundraiser, awareness. I'm sure they're going to be partying here all day. There's a lot of stuff going on today, guys. We got this going on. Obviously, we got the downtown Up and Smoke barbecue, the backyard grill barbecue, not to even mention Balloon Fest out at the airport.
Now, when all those balloons get going and they get all up in the air, that's some fun stuff. It's neat.
Yeah.
You just don't see that every day.
Well, I was hoping the wind wasn't blowing right, because they usually come over my house, but the wind was blowing to the northwest, I guess, so they went that way. And hopefully it changes tonight. But that's pretty neat.
And there's a race tomorrow morning, I guess, too.
Is there?
Yep.
It's kind of the thing that bothers me about going up in a balloon. I kind of want more of a, I don't know. I want directions. I want to know where I'm going before I get up there. I don't want to just hop in there and just go willy-nilly all over the place. So,
So what, you want a map?
a flight plan.
We'll put a Garmin in there for you, just so you know where you're at.
I want a flight plan before I take off.
Which way's the wind blowing? That's your flight plan.
You are not a risk taker.
They don't have no control of their flight plan. The only thing they can control is their height.
Their height.
And they get up there, man.
They do get up there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I could do that.
It's they're very impressive sight last night about 6 o'clock in the evening, going on Route 66, towards Epperson Addition or whatnot. There was, it looked like about 40 balloons up in the air there. Pretty cool sight. Very cool for Lincoln and Logan County.
Yeah, and good thing the weather. I mean, the weather yesterday morning was just brutal, and you're kind of hoping it would clear off for them, because obviously when it's raining and storming, you're not going to see any balloons. So the weather.
No, you're not going to see a lot of that.
Yeah, the weather's cooperating. Something I like to see, they don't fly them at night. That would be neat to see a balloon up glowing at night, wouldn't it?
I think it might be kind of dangerous.
Now, could you tell me how you would see them?
Just says it
We
might
need
be
to
kind of
see 'em.
dangerous.
With the flame?
Well, when you don't
Just
go to the
light up.
and you,
And they'd go
lights
50
up.
feet, all of a sudden, a light.
I like.
Another 100 feet, a light. They can't let it go the whole
Grimaldi,
time.
give him a big old hug. Yes.
Yeah.
Grimaldi giving Joe a sweat hug. Little
Nice
man
job,
love right
Grimaldi.
there. Now they're really starting to pull in, fellas.
He's the one we should have had on talking about the old Pittsburgh Steelers case.
See a Pittsburgh
Well,
fan.
the problem with Grimaldi, if you ever got him on, he'd still be talking at 10:30 when we'd be gone.
Wrap up. Well, we'll
Good
just
point.
leave and he can take over. Hey, let's take another quick commercial time out here.
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. I've been trying to get you over here, man.
Should we prep him in the
Now,
commercial?
hey,
I couldn't get up.
you're-
I kneeled down, but I don't think I can get
No, there you go. Hey, we got Neil Leisman over here, and he's the owner of Stagger Inn. You're kind of behind this whole shebang. You do a good job with this. You got a big crowd. Tell us a little bit about it. How'd you get started?
Thanks, Joe. Mostly the girls do most of the work. Julie Slater.
They always
and, Julie lost her mom, I think it was 2 years ago, to LS, and then Lori Lesson helps. Her dad passed away from it probably been 10 years already now. So it's close to their heart, and they put a lot of work on it.
It's a great event, and what'd you finish? What was your time?
I didn't even look up. I couldn't get my head up. I know.
Well, now, wait a minute.
Under 30, I know that.
We
That's
saw
what I
you,
was
Johnny
shooting
Manziel, over there. We spotted that. And
We're going to need $12,000.
we kind of wanted to talk about that.
for. Don't talk to me when I'm working. Man.
That's some pretty funny stuff. No, well, you got to want to give any shout outs out there, any thank yous, and guys helping put this on?
Just thank you to all the people that volunteered and all the people that sponsored us, and it's been a good 3 years and just keeps getting bigger every year, and we sure do appreciate it.
Tell us what we got going on later today.
We got before the bags tournament, we got the ice water challenge. I don't know how many people are doing that. And then we got a bags tournament at 2 o'clock, and DJ Tackett's here the rest of the afternoon and into the night, and beer drinking for everybody.
Specials, and it's a great place in there. If you haven't been over Stagger Inn, it's one of the nicest places around, I think.
Thank
It's
you.
clean, great food.
Thank you.
It's air conditioned.
You can put up with the owners. It's an all right place.
They're all right. Hey, Farmer comes in third place, 2002.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's an animal.
1 second ahead of Dan Bob.
Yeah, right. On a cart, maybe.
That's funny stuff. Throw Dan's name around in here. He'll be calling the show.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Neil, thanks a lot, man.
All right, Joe. Thanks for coming, you guys.
It's Neil Leisman, owner of Stagger Inn and a runner. All right, got another interviewer here, right?
Bring us drinks and a sandwich.
It's all right.
We all are. I don't even if we're sitting here.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit what brings you into this. What's
Well, I started this about 3 years ago, and I lost my mother to the disease and an aunt from the disease, and then several local people from the community that also lost their battle with ALS. So it has a very personal meaning.
Absolutely, absolutely, and a great event. It's what made you get it started.
Well, actually, I can't take credit for that. My sister and several other committee members around the community thought it'd be a great idea to try to raise some awareness as well as money to continue research on this disease. And so basically, I can't take credit for it. I got to give credit to my sister and the rest of the other committee
Yeah, but you got the mic. You can take some of the credit. You know what I mean?
Well, I was fortunate enough to do a couple live remotes with Channel 20 out of Springfield and WEK out of 25, and they gave us a segment which we could promote this event, and I'm very thankful for that. And it sounds like next year they might be doing a live remote from here also, possibly.
How many runners did you have today? Do you know?
Over 350.
Really?
Which was more than we had last year, so we're growing every year, and
Yeah,
we're very pleased with those numbers.
We were here last year. I think you had just around 300. So.
Absolutely.
So let's keep it going every year.
Yes, and that's the whole idea, and we definitely want to keep it going. And a little bit later on, we're all going to be doing the bucket challenge, as many of you seen on Facebook and around the country. And the thing is so amazing about it, a spokesman for the organization said that last year at this time they had raised $1.9 million for ALS research, and with everything that's going on in the media, they raised over $50 million now.
Oh wow!
And that's incredible.
That is.
That is absolutely incredible.
And what was your time today?
I think a little over 32 minutes.
That's
Not
pretty
bad
good.
for an old girl.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
But 30 now. You're getting older.
Yeah, I've had 30 a few birthdays in a row, and I'll just keep going with
You
it.
just stay right there.
But you know what? I'm blessed. I don't care about my age. At least I've lived long enough to have these experiences, which most people did not.
Right.
Exactly
so I'm very
right.
blessed
Exactly
in that
right.
account.
Well, a great event.
Yep.
You want to give any shout outs out there? Any other thank yous?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the volleyball team from Logan County area. I know they've done some of the bucket challenges, but any of you are here, the Lincoln College people, as well as the Harlem volleyball team, you're challenged again here today. And I want to give a shout out for anybody else that wants to do it with us, because we're out here to raise as much money as we possibly can for ALS.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, lad.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, yeah, get on out here. They're going to be doing some ice bucket challenge just to raise some more money, and let's raise a lot.
How you doing,
right,
boy?
Jake?
Absolutely.
Hey, let's take a quick commercial timeout. We'll come back and still got some people crossing the line here, so stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM. Back to the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM, streaming live on the web at WLCNonline.com. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston, Joe Ryan,
And we're
with
back.
you. Downtown Emden.
Yeah.
For the third annual ALS
It is.
5K run walk, and they're starting to come across again. And
I don't know about you guys, but it's hot.
it is hot.
I think it might be the hottest day of the year.
Yeah, hottest day of the
Look,
year.
we're on.
Gotta get a thumbs up.
And we're on. And we're back.
We are back.
And we're back.
Well, yeah, you're right, Joe. It is pretty hot out here, and these guys. Oh,
Look at that. All right.
Yeah. Wow. Kick it up a notch. When you see some people, man, you just gotta, that adrenaline just gets it
Finish
flowing.
strong. That's what it's about.
And, yeah, that's
If
awesome. That's awesome. Over about 350 runners this year, Joe, Jake.
Yeah.
so
Almost double the
it
population
grows.
of this town.
Yeah, it grows every year.
Guys, did she happen to say where it started and where they? I didn't catch that. Did we find out like
You
where it
mean you were
started?
interviewing her?
No, I meant, did you guys know those numbers? Like where it was the
Oh,
first year, the
no.
second year?
No, we didn't ask that, but we should
The
have.
second year, I believe, was right at 300.
Yeah.
The year before that, I was thinking it was like 220 or something like that. I mean, I'm thinking it was a pretty large jump from year one to year two.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of, I don't know, competition, I guess, with the things going on this weekend.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that took away from some of the runners.
Well, I tell you what, there is a lot going on. You know what I mean?
There is. If,
you know this would be bigger if we
yeah.
didn't have. There's a lot of volunteers out at the Balloon Festival, and
Yeah,
that probably would have ran.
And I don't know why this particular day. I don't know how they work that out, but
Yeah.
maybe next year they can. I don't know. But you'd like to see as many people out as you can. There goes a whole.
We have an update breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. 396 runners this year.
Wow.
396.
In this Emden at the 3rd annual ALS walk run up from 377 last year.
377.
So, yeah, still a good increase from last year, but man, that's almost 400. So yeah, we're right at double the population of this town.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Well played. Hashtag Wood Kirby.
he is on it. He's a tweeter. Is that what you call them? Tweeters?
I'm tweener.
I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna have to learn.
I think one of you two should start training so that you can be in it next year and represent the radio station.
All right.
I'm too old.
No, you're not.
No, they actually.
No, they said
start
the
with
cutoff
oldest
was
and go to
50.
the youngest.
50?
The cutoff was 50 is what they
Yeah,
said.
you're way old then.
So
Yeah, you could have done it 10 years ago.
it'd be one of you two.
All right.
We'll talk about that off the air.
We'll talk about that. We have to go. We have to have.
figure out a way to have the live remote. Though.
We have to have
That'd be kinda
wireless.
awesome.
We
Yeah,
gotta get
wireless.
Jim wireless so we can, and some little smaller headphones because these things are hot. Hot. You want to talk some baseball, Jake? Your Cardinals kind of blew one last night. Jim?
Cardinals are just okay. Yeah, Cardinals are just okay.
They're playing the Phillies.
The big Phillies fan is
Lloyd, our
very happy behind
cameraman
the camera
slash
right now.
tweeter. He's a big Philly fan. He's the Philly fanatic.
Ryan Howard is pathetic all year long, but he'll show up against his hometown Cardinals, that's for sure. So, Cardinals dropped one last night. They're right there. I think they're leading the wild card. They're second in the division behind the Brewers, which who knows how long they're going to be able to hold out. We'll see. And but really, the Cardinals just playing average baseball in my mind. I mean, it's not good. It's not bad. And then the Cubs are
Cubbies?
bad.
No.
Hey, we got a challenge going on right here.
Wait a minute.
Just bad. Not good in any way.
We got a ALS bucket challenge. Lloyd, get that, film that live here. You've seen it here on WLCN. This is going to be on the web, by the way. You can watch this.
And they don't know it, but we do.
We got a live ALS ice bucket challenge
This little up close and personal
going
right
on
here.
right now. And boy, that's going to feel good. Hope some of that splatters over
I was
here.
going to say, if they miss, I mean, we might get electrocuted.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll get electrocuted and cost Jim some money and equipment.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that,
Here we go. Come on, dump it. All right, here we're waiting.
Yeah,
We're waiting
maybe.
patiently.
She looks like she's counting out. She's counting them out
She don't
now.
want to quit talking because she knows what's coming.
Well, here we go. Oh, she did get her glasses off.
I got a little something on
got a
there.
little bit of
That's good stuff.
Man, I might do that right now.
Yeah, ice bucket challenge right now sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Just to do it,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another 25 donation right there. And that's just here in Logan County. This is worldwide.
Oh,
and do we know who got this started?
Baseball player from Boston, Frakes, I believe his last name was.
Yeah, and it just kind of spread like a wildfire. And this is going
I watched
on.
his video. He went from, I believe, right at the College World Series, and then actually even played at Fenway Park for Boston College. Hit a grand slam in the College World Series. Heck of an athlete, good baseball player, and ended up getting diagnosed just a couple years later after graduating from college, and went downhill pretty quick. However, he did participate in the Ice Bucket Challenge earlier this year at Fenway Park in the outfield. So he got one more. He got another little boost there, I guess. So
Well,
pretty cool.
I can see this thing growing year in, year out. They'll have to set a date, where they do it.
Have National Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah, or
There
a
you
week,
go.
whatever. Kind of scares me when people stand behind me
Especially Grimaldi.
and with ice buckets of water everywhere. But yeah, because I don't know, does just kind of go year round, or do you designate a week for your ice bucket water challenge?
I guess you could do it any time. I mean, if you're going to donate money,
it'll be interesting to see what other charities come up with, because
Oh yeah, there's going to
be a lot of things spawn off of this.
Yeah, but got to keep it going. And there are other diseases out there that need attention too. So it's you're going to donate to who you want to, but whenever you have somebody close to your heart, it just makes it that more.
Yep.
You're going to do it, sooner rather than later.
Yep, absolutely.
So, but any other sports news we want to talk about? A big NBA trade getting ready to go down with involved 3 teams. The big names: Kevin Love, Andrew Wiggins, and some other, parts. That 3-team deal. It's kind of confusing to me, but it sounds like that's going to happen.
I say we wouldn't have any idea.
No.
We kind of revamped the NBA though.
Yeah.
The NBA this coming year, it's kind of new though. To anybody that wants to watch, it's not the Miami Heat from the East,
right?
And then a group of teams from the West. It's going to be Miami's going to be decent this year. You're going to have the Bulls. They're going to be. I think the Bulls might be the team to beat.
Yeah,
let's hope so.
With a healthy Derrick Rose.
If Derrick Rose is healthy, which he made Team USA, I believe it was announced today that he will be on the roster. He'll be actually the starter, it sounds like. So that's a good sign there.
Now, what do you think about that? Do you, as let's say you're the owner of the Bulls, do you want Derrick Rose out there playing?
I'd say yes.
There's 2 sides to it. Yeah, because
Absolutely.
you want to see what he can do. Because
and keep in mind, Thibodeau's a coach,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking yes, you do, especially with Thibodeau being a coach. You're going to know exactly how he's performing. You want to know that he can perform up to the ability that you think he can. And if he can't, you're going to know where his limitations are, so you can fill in the blanks during the season. And that's right off the bat, because the Bulls are competitive every year, even without him the last 2 years. They've been right there.
And they've made some key signings. I love the Gasol signing. And then they get the guy from Europe coming over.
Yep.
He's solid. McBuckets, he's a scorer.
They definitely picked up some things that they were lacking heavily on last year.
And that's going to take away from Derrick Rose's role. He doesn't have to get to the basket like he was, because that's where you're going to get your injuries.
Correct.
Going to the basket hard like that, shoot 25 times a game.
Well, heck, he's 6 foot tall.
Right.
He jumps, or I don't know how he jumps now, but he was jumping out of the roof and running into guys that are 7 foot, 100 pounds heavier than him.
Right.
It's going to take just that impact, and then landing awkwardly when you land is going to have a huge impact on you, especially as explosive as what he was.
You may feel like you're ready to go, but it's those awkward times where you're not.
Exactly.
You don't know it until that awkward time.
Yep.
Joe,
I'd be safe than sorry.
Real quick before we have to shut things down, what do you got up for the week as far as first Raider game next Friday?
Yep, Friday night, everybody should be out there. Jim Examus is going to be there and give away brats and hot dogs and soda pop and water. I don't think any beer, but all the rest of it you're going to have. We're going to play a Southeast team that, they'll be talented athletically. They have a brand new coach that's coming over here from Belleville Altoff. Younger guy. I think they're going to try to spread the field too, start trying to run, all that stuff that everybody else is doing. Hopefully, we're going to have a lot of kids making their first start, but hopefully, with those guys trying to put in a new offense, put in a new defense, a new system, that maybe we're catching them in their first game, they don't have everything down, and we can catch them off guard and make a run at them. They will have athletes. They're going to get, they're going to try to get us one-on-one in open spaces, and get to the end zone. So, but everybody should be out there. Hopefully it's not as hot. Come out and eat for free. Hang around. Should be a big crowd. That band will be fired up.
The band? Oh, the pep band.
I love the pep band, man. The pep band makes football.
Well, there goes OD. Who's he racing there?
I think he just about lost his pants.
Well, he lost his sign. He had a poster board of his dad around his neck, and I don't know where that went. But that's the fastest I've ever seen him run. He didn't. So maybe we can get him over here. He'll
yell at him right now.
OD.
He can't breathe right now.
Hey,
OD.
Get over here. No?
No, he don't want any piece of
said
that.
Oh, come on. He don't want to
No,
talk.
he says.
What'd he say?
I don't know, but he's not talking.
Oh.
I got these headphones on. I can't tell
Kid,
what
he never
said.
shuts up. I don't know why
Yeah.
he don't want to talk. I guess I'm going to have to carry a mic around with me.
Yeah.
When he starts to talk, I'll go like, get, beep. You don't want to talk. But it looks like we got some the walkers starting to roll in here, so they're probably about ready to wrap up things here. Big turnout from Lincoln College. They got probably 25, 30 kids that showed up to run.
Yep, they do.
And you know, that's great when you can get the support from your local colleges, and just to see that, them coming out, because they're not from around here. They're from
No.
Chicago, from and
They're
everywhere
here.
else. And you know, they're down here participating and supporting a good cause. Anything else going on that we need to cover?
Make sure we, you know, a lot of other stuff going on today. You know, you got the Balloon Fest, you got Up in Smoke, you got Wine Tent tonight. Lots of good
Well,
things in the Lincoln and Logan
speaking of-
County.
And tomorrow.
Speaking of
wine
wine
tent's
tent,
going on through tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got a tear down here, and Jeff, number 2, and Jim, they're setting up downtown at the wine tent from what time? 11:30 to 1:30. They'll be down there, so stay tuned.
Hey.
96.3. They'll have live coverage down there. A lot of stuff going
A
on.
lot of good barbecue
AOD.
vendors down there too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the ones cooking, they have vendors down
They
there
have
that
vendors.
sells the barbecue.
Yeah, and-
it's all top-notch stuff, man. It's good stuff.
I know. It's a good thing. I mean, we can actually talk today. I know in shows past, we're down there in front of your office while this is going on. You can't even talk because your
No.
mouth is just watering.
That's exactly right.
Spit going everywhere. But I'm going to
It's
go
not
down
pleasant.
later on.
I do not envy Jim and Jeff's task.
Well, they're going to be in the beer and wine tent, so they'll be throwing a few
Attaboy.
bags.
That ought to work out well
Jeff's
for
gonna
them.
be chugging them.
Yeah. Hopefully Jeff's doing all right. He couldn't make it here. He had some car issues.
So
So
we're doing their best Harry Carey. Let's talk about something else.
yeah. Next week we are at the Mission Mart. We're downtown Mission Mart. They're a new sponsor for the show. Everybody's just jumping on the.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure we'll have this bigger crowd.
Maybe not.
We might.
The city of Emden appreciates the cheap seats. Obviously, with this turnout,
Yeah, and we bring the crowds.
we bring
Yeah, for
And they're
those-
following us.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
They are. But guys, great thing going on here today. It's going to continue all day. They got all kinds of things going on. Food. I think they're having a band later. An auction.
Yep.
Yeah, if you can't find something to do in Logan County this weekend, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Probably having some good deals at the furniture store today too, huh?
Oh well, you know it's
Every-
always a good day to buy furniture. You know that, right, Joe?
All comes back to furniture and insurance, doesn't it?
Well, just real quick, to donate to ALS, if you're not at an event like this, you can go online to alsa.org and donate however you want. If you want to mail in a check, you can actually click on it, input all your information, and they'll mail you envelope to mail your check in. You know, that's kind of a cool way of doing it. You can enter your credit card number. You can sign up for flyers and stuff for more information. It's a great charity, and you know, if you want to complete the Ice Bucket Challenge, that's cool. But remember, you're still donating too.
Still donating. Just because you dump water on your head doesn't mean you're out.
Yeah, you're not getting out of anything.
Okay, so let's get some donations out there. Let's blow this thing up. Thanks for tuning in. It's been the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM, streaming live on the web at WLCNonline.com.